Hello, Sleepy Dad here. Have you ever been curious about Dungeons and Dragons but felt intimidated by the rules, the need for a group, or the commitment it requires? You're not alone. Thanks to the introduction and advancement of AI, like ChatGPT, you can now explore the world of D&D at your own pace, without prior experience or the need for a dungeon master. It's a perfect way to get a taste of the imagination, storytelling, and decision-making that makes the game so special. In this video, I'll show you just how easy it is to jump into a D&D adventure with ChatGPT as your DM. The experience typically begins with a few basic questions about your character build, the tone of the campaign, its length, and the kind of setting you would like. And from there, you just dive right into the game. Even if you're a seasoned D&D player or a veteran DM, ChatGPT can still offer unique benefits. You can use it to brainstorm new campaign ideas, create NPCs, or flesh out backstories. It's also a great way to practice storytelling and encounter design, or simply enjoy a solo session when your group can't meet. The AI can provide fresh perspectives and unexpected twists, adding a new layer of creativity to your game. Whether you're looking for inspiration, a new way to experience D&D, or to playtest a character build or encounter, ChatGPT has something to offer. No matter your preferences, however broad or specific, this demonstration will give you a taste of the endless possibilities. So, let's give it a whirl. Alright, so the first thing you need to do to begin playing a game of Dungeons & Dragons using ChatGPT is to feed it the prompt, "Would you please DM a D&D campaign?" Never hurts to be polite. Now, as you can see here, I hit the limits of the free plan on ChatGPT 40, but using the basic model should be sufficient enough to get the D&D experience using, ChatGPT. Let's get that in there. Absolutely, I'd be delighted to. So I have tested this a couple times, and sometimes the prompt will generate a different response, whether that's all these questions to get the setting done at once, or it'll do it individually or in other methods, but usually it all comes out to this. So absolutely be delighted to. So character creation, setting preferences, tone, and length. I would like you to create a level 1 character for me. Any race, any class. The setting, I want a traditional fantasy setting. The tone, I want the game to begin lighthearted and then become more serious. And for length, just for demonstration purposes, we won't play it in full, but that can be up to you, obviously. So length, let's just say I want a quick one-shot game. Okay. Leora Thistlefoot, a halfling bard. Lively halfling, curly auburn hair. Good description of that is my personality. I'm always optimistic and ready with a song or joke. Loving to entertain others. Music and laughter can solve about any problem. Proficient in dexterity and charisma saving throws. These are my proficiencies in these skills. Loot, dagger, colorful costumes, performance pack. It's pretty basic information here. And I have access to bardic inspiration. Background feature. So by popular demand, Leora can find a place to perform and earn a bit of coin as long as there's an audience willing to listen. Nice. And the adventure hook. Leora has been traveling from town to town, bringing joy and music to people. She's recently arrived in the quaint village of Meadowbrook, known for its annual Harvest Festival. The festival is supposed to be a fun, joyous event. This year, things seem a bit off. Villagers are unusually tense, and something is disturbing the festivities. And now I have also noticed that in a lot of my testing, it typically likes to start you off in a village that is undergoing some sort of festival, and there is a disturbance of some kind. Obviously, the disturbance and whatever you end up getting into, campaign-wise, is different. But if you decide you don't want to start off in a village during a festival, just a very cliche trope at times, you can request it to change the hook and you say, I actually would rather start off in the forest and all that stuff. But for now, we're gonna continue pretending like we've never played before and we're just getting started with little to no experience in D&D. So the outline. This is gonna give the outline for the actual adventure. Just a little bit of a So this is the first, actually. Normally, it doesn't do this, and it actually gives a bit of spoilers for what the game is intending. Would you create a new adventure outline / quest plot and keep it secret, well, hidden from me, so as not to spoil the adventure? Got it. Cool. Keep the adventure outline under wraps and reveal details as we go along. Perfect. So, simple fix, really easy. That way, that would have been kind of silly to continue playing because all of a sudden I already know that there's, farmer missing harvest, trying to restore the village spirits, nearby enchanted forest, there's a fae that I have to outwit and defeat, all these things that really you shouldn't know if you're just arriving to this village. So yeah, cool. Introduction. So I am arrived at the small village of Greenhaven, renowned for its charming cottages and friendly folk. The villagers are preparing for a local celebration, a palpable tension in the air. As Leora sets a performance, she can sense that something is not quite right. So let's dive in. There are a lot of villagers looking nervous as I am beginning my performance. I think I would like to continue my performance, but keep an eye on the villagers to see if I can pick up anything off. Yeah, just keep an eye on the villagers and do a little bit of perception. Okay, cool. It's already having me roll an insight check here. So I'm continuing my performance, engaging with the audience, and I'm keeping a keen eye on the villagers. So with a skill check of insight, rolling a d20 for me, I'll say you can roll it for me. Okay, a 15, pretty good. Really good. Leora notices a few things. There's nervous glances. Several villagers are casting furtive glances around, expecting something to happen. I'm hearing whispers, and they are glancing towards the edge of the village. And one of the tables set up seems to be missing. So just an interesting space that's open. I will continue playing for now, hopefully earning some coin. Then, when I conclude... I'm reading as I type, so it's creating this kind of like robotic tempo. I'll just try and keep... So, when I finish, I will mingle among the crowd, ask some questions, and... see what other information I could pick up. Okay, Leora continues her performance, getting a bit of cheer despite the underlying tension. By the time she finishes, she'd earned a modest amount of coin, getting some smiles and thanks from the villagers. Good. So mingling and gathering information. Mingling among the crowd, I can approach different villagers and ask questions. So here it is. It's giving me several prompting options for who I could approach. And you could also ignore those prompts and just go find someone else. So I think what I'll do, a village elder, local merchant, or a young child. Let's see. I will first speak with... I'll first see what whispers I might overhear on my way to the elder. Speak with them. Okay, perception check. I rolled a 12. I heard some worried voices. Some villagers are talking about strange noises coming from the woods at night. Missing items. So items are going missing. Weird noises from the woods. The whole table is missing. There's a sense of urgency from the people. So something has been going on for a little bit, and they're all tense from it. So with that information, I arrive at the village elder, kindly old woman with a silver braid, to welcome me inside. I would like to thank the village elder, compliment the village and her home, and casually bring up that tension seems to be high in the village. All right, role-playing the conversation. So for Leora, and this is what I'm saying, oh, thank you so much for having me perform today. Your village is truly lovely, and your home is just as charming. I must say, the people here seem a bit on edge. Is everything all right? The elder looks relieved and nods, expression becoming more serious. Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed your performance. Yes, you're right. There's been an undercurrent of worry lately. We've had a few odd occurrences and missing items. Villagers are quite concerned, though we've tried to keep it under wraps to avoid causing panic. It's been affecting the festival preparations. If you're willing, we could use some help and figure out what's going on. I'm afraid I don't have all the answers, but perhaps you could help us get to the bottom of this. I will accept the offer to help the village. I ask in exchange meals and a place to stay while I'm in the village. So yeah, I will accept the offer to help the village. I ask in exchange meals and a place to stay while I'm here. Your face brightens with relief and at my willingness to help. Thank you so much. It would be a tremendous help for us. Of course, we'll provide you with meals and a place to stay. You can stay in a guest room at my home. It's not much, but it is comfortable. As for the issues we've been facing, here's what we know so far. Items going missing, strange noises from the woods. Villagers have reported seeing unusual lights near the edge of the forest. If you start by investigating the area where the items are last seen, or the source of the noises, it would be a great help. Not sure if it's a prank or something more serious, but your skills might shed some light on it. Okay, so we have our first lead. Investigating the forest or where items might be missing. I think since I know specifically that there is a festival table missing, I'm going to go and investigate that area. I will return to where the table was noticeably missing and investigate. I will also ask some of the local children if they know of any mischief being caused. Okay. So, back to where the table was missing, I investigate. There are footprints that I see, broken items, and a trail leading towards the forest. So clearly this table is, just like all the other items, everything's headed towards that forest. So that's cool. So we know that we need to go investigate this forest. Talking to the local children, get a 14 in persuasion check talking to the children. They're quite talkative and eager to share what they've seen. They've seen strange lights. One child mentioned seeing the forest lights in the forest flickering. There's mischievous figures. So one has seen shadowy figures sneaking around the village late at night. And there's a story of a mischievous spirit known as the Glimmer Goblin that is said to cause trouble during festivals. I'm going to ask if this happens every year, or if this is the first time. Nope, this is the child. He's like, oh no, this is the first time. The festival is usually so much fun. We've never had anything like this before. Last year was perfect, no problems at all. The child adds, maybe it's because the harvest was so good this year. Some people say that good fortune attracts trouble, but we've never really believed it. Okay, so it seems like this is an unusual situation. and it's a new issue. I will follow the trail of footprints, investigate the strange light, or look into the story. You know what? While I'm here with the kids, tell me more about the Glimmer Goblin. Okay, it's a local legend here in Greenhaven, and what some of the children and villagers have told me about it. So the appearance, Glimmer Goblin is said to be a small, mischievous creature with a penchant of causing trouble. That makes a lot of sense. Of having glowing eyes and shimmering, so maybe there is a glowing goblin of sorts, at least with glowing eyes. Its behaviors: playing pranks, especially during celebrations, stealing objects and hiding them, creating strange noises. This seems like a pretty good lead on what it might be. The origins: the goblins believed to be a spirit of the forest, drawn to the village by the energy of festivals and gatherings. Yep, when there's more people, there's a lot more mischief to be had. And the motivation is harmless mischief, not malevolence. Just doesn't aim to cause any real harm, but thrives in chaos. Well, we can relate. The story often goes that if the goblin pranks go unchecked, it can escalate into more serious disturbances, though. That would not be fun. Now, villagers do tell tales of past festivals disrupted by the goblin's antics. So these just kids haven't experienced it yet before. I just didn't ask any of the older people. Usually resolved with a bit of luck or a clever solution. So, in light of the recent events, the villagers are worried that the goblin might be more active than usual. Strange lights and missing items could be its doing. Alright, so with this information, I'm going to see, what do I have? What weapons do I have? How much gold do I have? I have 10 gold and a dagger. Well, we're gonna hope that that will be sufficient to handle this level 1 issue. I will follow the footsteps to the forest and investigate there. Okay, it's a lot of information here. Leora follows a trail of disturbed ground and footprints leading out to the village towards the edge of the forest. The path winds through the underbrush, and as she ventures deeper, the forest grows quieter and more shadowed. As Leora explores the forest, here's what she might encounter. So the footprints lead to a small clearing, signs of recent activity, broken branches, and disturbed leaves. So there's a clear trail that I'll be able to follow. There are some strange lights that I'm seeing, flickering deeper in the forest. Almost like will-o'-the-wisp. There are unusual sounds. With soft giggles, someone or something is playing games. So an investigation check. There's evidence of a recent camp, recently abandoned, scraps of food, scattered belongings, footprints. Small creature consistent with the size described as the Glimmer Goblin. And it seems that there are some missing items here. I will collect the items, hoping to return them to the rightful villagers. Can I make out how many creatures there might be based on the giggling? 13. Alright, roll a perception check, rolling 13. Number of creatures. The giggling seems to come from multiple directions. There's several creatures, not all coming from the same place, so there could be a small group. They're all out there scattered about. Somewhat distant, but they are getting closer. So they're approaching my location. Likely a few mischievous beings nearby. I think what I'm going to do, I will hide nearby in the bushes, watch for the goblins. Stealth check 17, very nice. Leora successfully hides in the bushes, remaining unseen, and from my vantage I see glimmering shapes. Several small glowing figures move around the clearing. They're about the size of a child, faint shimmering light around them. As a halfling, I am basically child-sized as well. Playful behavior, appear to be playing, darting around, occasionally giggling, having fun with items that they have taken. Creatures resemble descriptions of the Glimmer Goblin. Glowing eyes, iridescent bodies, and there are about 3 to 4 of them. They don't notice me, and I could interact with them, so it's giving me some opportunity here to try and communicate with them, negotiate the return of the items. I could just steal the items back, wait and observe. I will think what I might do is I might wait for them to pass and then head deeper into the forest to their camp. Yeah, I'll wait for them to pass and then head deeper into the forest to find their camp/home. Okay. I stay hidden as the glimmering figures move away from the clearing. Once they are out of sight, I slip from my hiding place and head further to locate their camp/home. I find pathways, not well trodden, but appears to have been recently used. There's a sign of settlement. Crude structures made of branches, leaves, more discarded objects, and there's a magical aura in the area, suggesting this place might be where a fey creature or magical being resides. So, survival check. At 14, I successfully follow the paths and signs, leading her to a small hidden clearing that serves as the camp and or home of the Glimmering Goblins. There is decorated with glowing orbs of light hanging from the trees and various trinkets and items scattered about. Small makeshift huts constructed from branches, there are decorations, and there are, of course, all the trinkets of the villagers all around here. Is the missing table here? I searched the camp for the table. The table is here, modified. It's been decorated with trinkets and now covered in magical symbols and glowing ornaments. I'm not going to take the table. The table can be easily replaced, but I will collect all the items that I can and further inspect the camp for any information that might help me handle or negotiate with the Glimmering Goblins. Okay, I've recovered items to return them to the village. Looking for clues. There are magical symbols on the table around the camp, rewards or protection spells designed to keep the area safe or ward off intruders. Uh-oh. I would like to make an Arcana check on the symbols. All their trinkets are thereabout. Light minor illusions, there are notes in common and an old dialect, describing their recent activities and their enjoyment, some food supplies, and they're surviving off of the food that they are taking from the village. The goblins enjoy chaos and fun, but they're not intending to cause real harm, and the enchanted trinkets might be used to appease or entertain the goblins. Offering them something magical in return might help in negotiations. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little Arcana check on the symbols. Ooh, a 19. Protection wards, illusion magic, and the power source from the very forest and fey creatures. That's cool. Let's see. I don't have any magical items, but what I could possibly do... what spells do I... Because I have forgotten. Prestidigitation. Oh, I do have Mage Hand. Disguise Self. Okay. I will hide nearby and wait for the goblins to return. The goblins have come back, animated manner, rearranging their camp, adding more decorations, and adjusting glowing orbs. So high spirits, not overly cautious. Okay, so I can approach them with negotiation. Are they speaking common? A mix of common and other languages. So I will be able to communicate with them. That's really good. Okay. I think, is there a leader? There's the most vocal goblin, respectful behavior, giving the more vocal one. Okay. And there's a group behavior. So I will cast, oh, what was it? Charm person? Yep, charm person on the more vocal goblin. I would like to step out to begin a conversation and negotiate. When I step out, I will cast a handful of dirt in the air and use prestidigitation. Oh gosh, how do you spell that? Prestidigitation. Cool. First try. To create sound of falling rain. Just kind of, yep, stepping out of my hiding spot, making a dramatic entrance to get their attention. Cast a handful of dirt using prestidigitation, creating the sound of falling rain, adding an element of spectacle to my approach. Face the most vocal goblin, cast charm person. Let's see. Spellcasting, spell save DC based on charisma. They rolled a 7, so the goblin fails to resist the charm, now charmed by Leora and regards her as a friendly acquaintance. So they have a mixed reaction of surprise and curiosity. They are intrigued, especially the vocal goblin who is charmed by me. And the vocal goblin's like, "Oh, hello there. A grand entrance you've made. What brings you to our little celebration? We're quite pleased to have visitors." With the goblin charmed, I can now negotiate to, let's see, how would I like to approach this? This is a really good spot. I think I will ask if they've been having fun stealing from the villagers. I'll say your entrance is quite impressive. Have you been having fun with your little escapades, taking things from the villagers? They laugh, and tinkling sound that echoes slightly in the clearing. So, we've had so much fun. The festival is such a lively time. It's always more enjoyable with a bit of mischief. We didn't mean any real harm. I just want to add a bit of sparkle and surprise. Goblins look around, the items decorated with pride. It's all in good fun, you see. Perhaps we've taken a bit more than we should have. What brings you then? You seem to have quite a flair for the dramatic. I'll say I sure do, and I appreciate mischief just as much. But the villagers have become quite tense and a little scared regarding mysterious thefts. Okay. The goblins are listening intently, nodding and understanding as I explain the villagers' concerns. And I certainly appreciate a bit of mischief myself, but the villagers have become quite tense and a little scared of the mysterious thefts. They're worried about what's happening, and it's disrupting their festival. They are, expression shifts from playful to thoughtful and genuinely consider my words. Ah, I see. We didn't intend to frighten anyone. We only want to bring some magic and fun to the festival. If it's causing distress, that's different. So, they tap their chin with a thoughtful gesture. Perhaps we can come to an arrangement. We can return the items and find a way to make amends with the villagers. Maybe even add to the festival some of our own brand of fun. Okay, I think, given that they have such a large amount of glowing light illusion decorations, they could use those to decorate the village. I agree that returning items would be helpful and appreciated. I think their expertise with the glowing objects would be a wonderful addition to their festivities, decorating the village. They may even be able to make an agreement with the village elder to add small acts of mischief to the festival in the years to come. For the years to come, everyone can work together. They're lighting up with enthusiasm at my proposal. That sounds like a splendid idea. We'd be happy to return the items to decorate the village with the glowing orbs. Adding a touch of magic and mischief to the festival sounds like a lot of fun for everyone. The goblin waves its hands, and the other goblins start gathering the items and prepare to return to the village. Make sure everything is returned to perfect condition. And of course, we'd love to discuss adding a bit of our own brand of fun to the future festivals. I think this is a wonderful idea. Follow me to the village. So as we approach the village, the villagers notice the goblins arriving with the missing items and a look of surprise and relief. The goblins begin setting up their glowing orbs and magical decorations around the village, creating a festive atmosphere. And the elders meeting. The village elder, who has been concerned about the situation, meets with Leora and the goblins to discuss the new arrangement. The elder listens to Leora's explanation and the goblins' proposals with interest. This is indeed a surprising turn of events. I appreciate the goblins' willingness to return what was taken, and their offer to enhance our festival with magical talents. A bit of mischief can be entertaining if it's done in good spirit. The elder turns to the goblins. We'd be glad to work with you in the future, incorporating some harmless fun into our festivals. Let's agree on some guidelines to ensure that everyone enjoys the festival. And in conclusion, the villagers and goblins come to an agreement. The goblins will contribute to the festival and with their magical decorations and be allowed to add small, controlled acts of mischief in future years, as long as they respect the villagers' boundaries. The final actions, there's the celebration. Festival resumes with new energy and excitement enhanced by the magical decorations, and gratitude, thanking both myself and offering myself a place to stay and coin. And as a showman or showwoman, I will graciously accept the coin. I will remain in the elders' guest room for the duration of the festival, and I will add my musical performances to the festivities. Okay. I graciously accept the coin from the villagers, settling into the elders' guest room, enjoying the comfortable accommodations provided, and as the festival continues, I add my musical performances to the celebrations, enchanting the villagers with talent and further enhancing the festive atmosphere. My performance becomes a highlight of the festival, drawing crowds and adding joy, and her music helps to blend the playful spirit of the goblins with the villagers' traditions. There's a new tradition of incorporating harmless mischief into the festival, as they all work together, and there's gratitude and friendship. The villagers express their gratitude for Leora's help and new partnership with goblins, so she becomes a celebrated guest, and her contributions are warmly appreciated. The final thoughts. The festival concludes with a sense of renewed unity and joy among the villagers and goblins. Leora's efforts have fostered a positive relationship between the two groups, and her musical talents have left a lasting impression. Awesome. So I think that's actually a good place for us to end this here. I hope you enjoyed this demonstration and got a sense of how ChatGPT can bring your D&D adventures to life. Whether you're starting out or looking for new ways to enrich your game, it can be a fantastic tool for creativity and storytelling. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content. Feel free to share your thoughts or questions in the comments below. I'd love to hear how you might use ChatGPT in your own adventures. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.